Let's look at this current team. Okay. This current team is comprised of Stephen Curry, Anthony Edwards, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Derek White, Tyrese Halliburton, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, Drew Holiday, Bam Adebayo, Anthony Davis, and Devin Booker. Let's look at the 92 team. Christian Laettner, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Larry Bird, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Clyde Drexler, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Chris Mullin, Charles Barkley, and Magic Johnson. Those are the teams. Let's look at the ages of the players. This current team, USA, let's look at how many players they have above the age of 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Stephen Curry's 36, LeBron is 39, Kevin Durant is 35, Derek White is 30, Joel Embiid is 30, Drew Holiday is 34, Anthony Davis is 31. Let's look at the 92 team. How many players are above the age of 30? 1, 2, 3, 4 players. Want me to confirm? 1, 2, 3, 4 players. Who are those 4 players? Larry Bird is 35, Drexler is 30. Charles Barkley is, John Stockton is 30, and Magic Johnson is 32. All the other players are below the age of 30 years old. So the 92 Dream Team was actually younger. Let's look at the best players on the respective rosters. Michael Jordan in 92 is better than any player on either roster. That alone is a deciding factor. That alone shuts down the debate. A 29-year-old Michael Jordan is better than any of these players that USA has, and it's not even close. That includes them in their prime or not. 29-year-old Michael Jordan is better than a 29-year-old Stephen Curry. He's better than a 29-year-old, whatever Anthony Edwards is going to be, better than a 29-year-old LeBron James, better than a 29-year-old Kevin Durant, better than a 29-year-old Joel Embiid, better than a 29-year-old Anthony Davis, better than a 27-year-old Devin Booker. Jordan, they had the best player. In terms of big men, they also had big men. They had David Robinson, who's also, I think, a finals MVP, who I think scored, 60 points in a game once. He's 7'1". You have Patrick Ewing, who's also a 7-footer. And you had Christian Laettner, who was 6'11". Now, in terms of big men talent, I would probably give it to this team because you have Anthony Davis, although he's very brittle. You have Joel Embiid, who's also very brittle. But those are really their only 2 big men. So one can make an argument that you would probably go with Ewing and David Robinson over this current group. But in terms of overall talent, it's the USA. It's a 92 team by a very wide margin. Magic Johnson was 32 years old. People talk about him like as if he's 100. Stephen Curry is older than Magic Johnson on this roster. Kevin Durant is older than Magic Johnson on this roster. When they talk about old, the only old player on that roster was Larry Bird. That was it. So to me, you can't compare the 2 teams at all. Anybody trying to say otherwise is just a flat out basketball neophyte or troll. That's the first thing. The second thing is the reason NBA fans support the 92 team more than this team is because those guys actually cared about basketball. How do I know this? Go look at their games played and go look at the minutes they played. Those guys were warriors. Michael Jordan was a warrior. Multiple 80-game seasons. Karl Malone, John Stockton, Pippen, all of these guys actually played the game and they actually cared. It wasn't so much about their brand the way that it is today. Today is all about the brand. It's all about their marketing. Very little about the substance. Those guys actually play defense. This team doesn't play defense. As a matter of fact, this era, there's no emphasis on defense whatsoever. And it's the way the league has been engineered by Adam Silver and these guys. And it got so bad that they realized that they needed to do they had a problem. So now people like Joe Dumars and all of them had to try to think of ways to make the game more balanced. It's totally out of whack. Look at the All-Star games. NBA fans see that. They see the lack of regard. They see the callousness of how they go out there and just do it for a bag. They see it. So there are a lot of fans that are turned off by this current group and they don't care if you're American or not. This seems to be like a eureka moment for some people. I think some people are under this illusion that just because I'm an American, I'm going to support every single American out there. People, are you guys lost? Do you know that there are people in countries all over the world, including the United States, that don't like people in their country and they don't view them as well? They don't care. If I like you, I like you. You can be American, you can be French, you can be whoever the hell it is. If I like you, I like you. If I don't like you, I don't like you. So for Kevin Durant put on those tweets, there may be some people that like Nikola Jokic more than some of these American players. It happens. It happens. Just like there's some people that may like LeBron over some foreign player. It happens. People like players. And I don't think we choose to like players based off of where they're from, or it's from America, or it's from abroad. I don't know. Some people live in a very, very myopic, like they have a very, very myopic worldview, and they're very provincial. Like I don't care to that level, right? And I think real NBA fans don't care whether or not you're American or not. They care, do I like the player? And it doesn't have nothing to do with be a white thing or a black thing. There are a lot of black dudes that think that Nikola Jokic is a bad MFer. Regardless of where he's from, there's some people that just appreciate ball. Like, yo, son is nice. Whether or not he black, he white, he blue, he green, they don't care. So KD is wondering, why aren't you supporting us? And I'm telling you the reason. A lot of people don't support this current era of basketball. Number one. And number two, a lot of people take offense when you disrespect the 90s.